down. Well, I've been making, as you know, or maybe you don't know, maybe you know and you know, but you don't know. You don't know the first thing. Well, I've been making what I refer to as masks or little portraits. Let me find a nice clean piece of paper to show you what they look like. Here's one of them. This was made from a engraved, actually, Remington typing award diploma thing that was given to someone named Bella. Bella also got one from the Underwood typewriter company. I don't think this is it though. It might, no, this is it. This is the one Bella got from the Underwood, which was the Underwood typewriter. She got it for so many words a minute or something like that. I forget what task she performed to their satisfaction. This is when she was in high school. And Bella was good at typing. Bella was good at typing on the Remington as well as the Underwood. They were rather small diplomas, maybe 8 by 10 sort of size. I don't remember if they were in frames or not, but I bought them somewhere, and many of them that I buy them in frames, and then I trip over the frames, and I don't have any wall space for them. I would keep the ones I liked and tried to sell the ones I didn't at an antique shop, and no one bought them. The price went down and down and down. Some of them were, in beautiful oak frames and bric-a-brac, and they were priced at $1, and still no one bought them. So rather than throwing them away, I got out my scissors and paste and created these things. And I showed them online to a typewriter collecting group, which many thought it was really a cool idea what I was doing with these things. No one was particularly interested in buying. They said, "Oh, before you cut those up, I'd like to buy them." Or, "I've been looking for that for my display wall." Or, "I know Bella. She was my grandmother." But no, no one said anything of the sort. So I cut them up, and someone, after I posted these pictures, someone sort of, I don't want to say chastised, there was a certain chastisement in the voice saying, I would have made a Xerox of these things and cut up the Xerox to make my little faces rather than the original document. Well, this wasn't the Magna Carta. This wasn't a legal binding document, for example, even though some people would be very happy to cut up the Magna Carta or the Constitution. So whatever those people are doing. But this is more about stewardship. And, at what point do you keep something pristine, or do you throw it away, or do you recycle it, or what? And, we're going to hell in a handbasket. And, I'm cutting up a diploma to make a little mask, which I think more people have seen this than ever looked at the award that Bella got. And Bella's children or grandchildren thought so little of Bella's accomplishment at the Underwood Typewriting Award and the Remington Award that they essentially had a garage sale and sold these off to someone, or more likely just donated them to Goodwill or Salvation Army and whatever. So at some point, I really don't feel if someone's willing to sell something at Goodwill, they don't want it. The person who actually should want it the most could care less, could care effing less. So I use these things to create what I think are sort of fun art pieces. Is this worth $1 to someone? No, the actual diploma wasn't. Is this worth $1 to someone? Maybe. Maybe it's worth $20, $25. Add to shopping cart, $1 million. I do save some diplomas though, and some diplomas are quite lovely. They're vellum. Where are my vellum diplomas? I just had a bunch of them right here, and here's one. There's two. They're actually printed on an actual animal, which was presumably slaughtered for other purposes other than to give New York University something to write on. But you know, their meat was used for one thing, their teeth were used for something else, their intestines were used to make gas bags for the Hindenburg, and their skin was used for this. But the poor little veal, I mean, these were calf skin is what these were. Evidently, when cows get old, their hides turn into leather and purses and shoes. So, you know, I'm keeping the vellum ones just because I love the texture of the leather. The vellum, as it got wet and dried out and then probably got wet again. This was probably in someone's basement, and then eventually donated to Goodwill, and then I bought it. This one was sort of neat. Girls' high school. A fatted calf was slaughtered for Fannie Dean Williams. So some of these I keep. I also have somewhere here okay, are you going to just stay? Everything is piled up on each other in my house where it's all just balancing, you know. I also have some that are, I don't know where they are. I think Bella's shorthand diploma I'm keeping. The ones that have to do with handwriting, I have a Palmer method one and a shorthand one and a penmanship one, each from different schools. Bella got one. Bella, the same Bella that knew how to type, also knew how to do shorthand, I think. Well, let me see if I can just find them. An example of some that I'm not going to tear up. Okay, you are going to fall. Less. Some of these are really, really brittle. They just crumble in my hands. Okay. Oh, here they are. I rolled them up to save them. I rolled them up. So, certificate for penmanship. This is Bella Bruno. Freedom in writing. I mean, just that is really, really cool. Freedom in writing was the business writing. So this wasn't shorthand, this was business writing. Now, business writing was a certain kind of lettering script that was the Zehner method of arm movement writing, 1921. So it's not just penmanship, it's not just business writing, but it's the Zehner method of arm movement writing, which is kind of cool because they went that far into, it's not just moisture proof, it's not just waterproof, it's or moisture proof, it's dampness proof. That was a line from the movie and probably the book called The Loved One, where they're selling caskets to someone, and the bronzes, these are our bronzes. The bronzes were not just waterproof. All of our units are waterproof. But penmanship, business writing, the Zehner method of arm movement writing, where you don't use your fingers, use your whole arm. So anyway, I'm keeping this one. I'm not going to turn this into a face. This one is for the Palmer method. Oh, it's Bella again. Bella got both of these. So evidently Bella, who was good in Palmer and Zehner and typewriting on 2 different kinds of typewriters, was quite proficient. Probably, that was her entire life. And her children and grandchildren just said, screw this, Grandma. We're throwing your diplomas away and we're putting you in not even a waterproof casket. So Margaret M. Polke got one in shorthand. The shorthand department, in the shorthand department. So the Business Institute, this could have been accounting, I guess, or keeping double books, embezzlement, shorthand. This calligrapher was sort of weird with the last letters. They were sort of running out of room. They wanted it to be even, and it would have been something. Let's make the D a little bit closer to the N. But these are kind of neat for any number of reasons. I love this one. Not by sudden flight, but step by step. And this one says, there's always room at the top. Well, I don't think Margaret M. Polke, who had a vagina, ever went to the top in 1928. Because they didn't have glass ceilings or whatever. Okay, these are falling on the ground again. So let's put these in a little, roll them back up again. Ta-da. So anyway, the Elks Club. I bought this when I was in high school, I think, in a frame, and I had it on my wall at the cabin, and I think I brought it to Madison, Wisconsin with me and put it on my wall there, and then I just love everything about it, but I think I'm done loving everything about it. I think I can now take my scissors to it, because I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing, a bloodshot eye, just that little bit right there could be a bloodshot eye, and this could be a frown or a smile. I guess a frown. If the eyes are bloodshot, this might be a frown. This could be teeth. Um, so this might be interesting. Boston. Why wouldn't, in Minnesota, I bought one that was from Boston. That seems, maybe I have another one of these in Minnesota. Probably do. Knowing me, I probably have 3 of them in Minnesota. Okay, what about this one? This one's going to be cool. Now, this is grammar school. And this is when, people's houses and furniture look like this. Let's just use everything under the sun and then include the moon. Look at these weird L's and P's. I mean, this is one that I may want to keep as well, just because it's a complete cluster F of every single kind of thing that they could do. And if this were, an orchestra, this would be like Rhapsody in Blue, with the taxi. No, American in Paris has the taxi. So this is American in Paris by Gershwin, and Rhapsody in Blue by Gershwin played at the same time, with the honking horns and the beeping of this and that, and one of them is played in one key, the other one is played in another key, and this is what that looks like to me. And I didn't even Jersey City grammar schools. Palma non sine pulvere. What does that mean? Don't pulverize someone. Non sine non sine pulvere. Palma. Palm trees. Don't pulverize palm trees in the county of Hudson. This is a C, by the way. Isn't that great? Corporation of Jersey City. So there you've got the steamboat going up the river or down the river, sailboat, a train, and a ship. There's probably a stagecoach in there if I look. State of New Jersey. This diploma is awarded by the Board of Education to Dorothy Wiegand. So, but it's just these little sprigs and twigs of little bits and pieces. They're just so cool. Let's just throw some of these there. And this one goes behind the thing and comes up just a little tiny bit. I think I'm going to keep this one just because it's so... Can I say the word dumb? It's so goofy. I can say the word goofy. I like how off-centered it is as well. Diploma. And then, now we have to add all sorts of shit over here. Like, why didn't they move this over here? Normally they're more centered. So that's another keeper. Where's my keeper file? Okay, these two. This was awarded to Ida in 1926, and this was awarded to her brother Abraham in 1930. And in 4 years' time, the company that printed these things, it may not be, I don't know, this one seems more brittle than this one. So it could have been that one was kept, well, they were both thrown in the basement at the Weissman home, I'm sure, because I got them both at the same time. So, Ida didn't take hers and bring it to her new house and her new family to be thrown out. This was in the family house, and eventually probably in the city of Nashua, and probably then thrown out. And so I don't have any particular qualms about turning these into little faces. I'll probably keep them together. I make these things out of only one diploma. I don't use more than one. And this will be Ida. So I'll make her a girl. Maybe this will all be her fine blonde hair. And she'll have nasty lipstick on. Maybe this will be her mouth right here or something. I'm not really quite sure. These might be her eyes. Should I just cut it apart right now and build this thing for you? So if that's going to be her, what's Abraham going to look like? Because I want to make them so, Abraham being, I'll sort of imagine him with a crew cut or something, and maybe those will be his eyes without the makeup. And it'll be interesting to see how these work. Who did superintendent of schools? We have someone might find this interesting, maybe. That Earl T. Tracy was the superintendent of schools. Oh, look what happened. Earl went from principal. See, am I going to have to keep these too as well? Earl went from principal in 1926 to superintendent of schools in 1930. Now, should I do a Google search on Earl T. Tracy from Nashua and see if his great-great-great-great-grandchildren want to buy these from me for $1 million, or should I just get my scissors out? The thing is, let's say I do that. Let's say I try to find Earl Tracy. There was a pen I found in an antique shop, which I bought. It was a little lady's pen, beautiful sterling silver Waterman, and it had a beautiful pattern to it, a rather rare pattern. And I had just repaired for someone a half a year earlier, I had repaired the man's version of this pen and sent it back to them. They were a Bostonian person living on, Beacon Hill, some fancy address. And, this was Grandpa's pen or father's pen. It was father's pen. And I wanted it fixed. So I fixed it for them, sent it back. And a few months later, I found the exact pen, the same pattern, the same initials, or the same. It was engraved with. The last initial was the same, and I thought, I wonder if this belonged to the same family. And I thought, should I call them up and see if they're interested in this pen? And then I thought, well, maybe. I'm not saying that all maids do this, but many maids in the movies do this. They steal things, those maids. They don't get paid enough, so they took this pen out of the drawer and brought it down to the pawn shop or whatever. And I thought, am I going to get the maid in trouble? And I anguished over this. What should I do with this pen? And then as I had the pen, I was using it and writing with it, and I really was enjoying it, and I really wanted to keep it. At some point, I wanted to keep it. And, I paid money for it. Would that mean that because it was stolen, if it was in fact stolen and I bought it, will I have to, relinquish the pen without getting my money back? It wasn't the antique dealer's fault that they sold it to me. So anyway, but I did call them up, or I think I called them up and I said, I have a question. I've got a pen that matched the pen that I repaired for you, and I'm wondering if it belonged to your family as well. Oh yeah, we decided to, sell that one. But can we buy it back now? And I said, no, you can't. I said, I lied. I said I sold it. And I did sell it later. I felt, if these people in their, who had it in their hand was their mother's pen. Oh yeah, it was my mother's pen. I think it was a wedding gift that they got. Okay, it's mine now. You don't deserve it. So, does Earl Tracy deserve? Do his descendants deserve this? Now he's probably signed hundreds of these things, and I'm sure that someone who found the other 99, or 399 or 899 of these things probably has already sold them all that they need. So I don't feel in this case I have any particular qualms about saving this. It's interesting though. I find it interesting. Who else changed their position? Did anyone get demoted? I wonder if A.J. Lucas and A.J. McLean, or whatever this is supposed to be, are one and the same. Look at their A and J. They're not the same. They did get a different calligrapher to do the lettering, which isn't very well produced. So anyway, I think I can tear these up. I think it'll be interesting to come up with a way to differentiate the girl Ida from Abraham. Maybe what I'll do, I hadn't thought about this, but maybe on some like this where I'm not going to be using their names in the face, maybe I'll just glue this on the back of each of the things. So here Bella is right there, so you know that this was Bella's, but on this one, you don't know this was Bella. What I have been doing though, I have been saving this went with this. Oh, this was typewritten. Lame. Do I have Bella's name? No, anyway, maybe what I'll do, oh, there's Bella. Let me just, I'm going to cut this out. Glue this on the back. That way Bella will be remembered for both things. See what I'm doing? I would think the guy that thought I was destroying history or something by making these things would now say, "Oh, okay. I'm sorry for complaining." What I have been doing also with these is some of them are this one goes with something. What does this go with? I have been here it is. Is this it? See, here's another Bella. Okay, so where did Bella go? What mask did I make here? This one. So all of these three, I think what I'll do is all of Bella's, with the exception of the penmanship one that I'm keeping, all of Bella's will be in a grouping. This will be Bella. The history of Bella. There was one though. Was it Bella? Or was it this guy? I've been making. I think it was here. No? I'm losing my mind here, Gustafson. Somewhere I have an envelope that has a little envelope on the inside that also contains little tiny baby ones I've been making. Here it is. This one. This was not Bella. This was someone else. And I've been, out of the crumbs, I've been making other little faces. What was this though? This was as good as it got. This was the one that started the ball rolling, and it was not a Bella. Where's the rest of her though? Here. This is the rest of that one. So I may get a number of other little crumbs out of it. At some point, when I'm dead, or perhaps before then, I will throw this out because I will be done. Hey, TM Photography. I'm not sure I know who you are because I can't see. Are you living in Germany? Is that the hint I need? So these are, was this Bella? I'm forgetting now, already I'm forgetting. This is Bella, and this is Bella. Where did the other Bella go? Bella, Bella. Is this Bella? Bella. Yes, this is Bella. I'm just going to write that down here. Cowboy, okay. Bella. This is Bella. These three are Bella. And so I'm going to put them here because I may make more from Bella. Where did the one that I had just go to? No. Yes. This is Bella. I'm starting to lose it again. I'm already losing it again. This is not Bella. Let's go in here. They're Canadian. Okay, so these go here. I'm trying to keep these things separated. Bella is here. Keep those together. This is part of Bella. And this is part of Bella. So these all are Bella, Bellanian. So I'm giving a little talk about whether we should, should I save things, or should I, as they are, or should I tear them up and turn them into something else? And tearing them up and turning them into something else is sort of what I've been doing with a lot of the stuff that I have in my house. And I'm having fun tearing things up. You know, some people get their kicks out of tearing acre after acre of rainforest down. They get their jollies out of that, and good for them. Destroy the planet. I'm destroying old diplomas that no one cares about. Making little faces. This is one of my favorites. It's for dental examiners, and I made him look like the evil dentist that many of us had in our youth or in our adulthood. Not saying all dentists are evil. I'm sure some of them are very nice. Okay, where did the rest of my diplomas go that are not? This was one that has the Gorbachev birthmark. Yeah. Rip it up and create. These three are done. Go over here. Well, let's tear one up right now. This I'm saving. This one goes where? Is this part of something else? Margaret. I don't think I need to. I think this one does not need to be saved for that purpose. Okay. I'm keeping that one. Keeping that one. Here's one that's very odd. I've got a lot of fraternal ones too. And this one just has, it's really ugly because it's like someone with really bad computer skills who had no sense of design came up with this one. Let's just take this dingbat and that dingbat and this fancy button and that fancy button and put it together and make it big. Okay, this is in Latin. And state of Massachusetts. I recognize the flag there. The Republica Massachusettensis D. McCarthy Artium Baccalaureatum. I may keep this one just because it's really ugly. I thought that was a fraternal one, but it isn't. These two, I paid ready money for this thing, and it had, when I took it out of its frame, because I ended up using the frames elsewhere, I ended up finding another one underneath. Now, who was this given to? Kaplan. Oh, two completely different people. International Order of Odd Fellows. Justica Universalis. But the fact that these were both in one frame was sort of interesting. So I think I will tear this one up. The colors are interesting. And since this one is in They're both in rough shape. This one's kind of neat because of the staining. See, it's one 1903. This is 1918. This is for someone that was retired. So they evidently decided to make it official. I think I'm going to destroy this one, keeping the other one for later. They're very brittle, though, and there's one Boston University one that just crumbles. It fell on the floor and broke. Piece of paper fell on the floor. Oh, what happened to your homework, Billy? Well, it fell on the floor and broke. No, it didn't, Billy. You didn't do it, did you? No. No, it really fell on the floor and broke. Because it did. Let me just show you. You don't believe me, do you? You don't believe me, you people out there. See? It broke. It breaks. It broke in half. And I picked it up and it broke in 4 pieces. And then I tried to pick it up and it broke in 10 pieces. Okay, Billy. You're going to see the principle. So this one too, I mean, it's when paper has a lot of acid in it, it becomes very brittle. But I've never seen one that's actually broken like that. It can crease and you try to fold it back and it'll fall apart, but not in such sharp contrast. Sharp. Okay, somewhere here I have a scissors. So I look at these things and I see, you know, is there a mouth here? Is there an eye? There, you know, I need 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Sometimes ears, sometimes hair. So I'm looking here trying to find what is going to be what. Now this blue is kind of neat. This could be, you know, blue eyes, and these things here could be maybe eyebrows, and this little golden bit. Not sure how this is going to be cut up. This very fancy corner. The jury's out on this one. I don't know what I'm doing with that one. This one is huge as well. This is the Supreme Council, the Sovereign Grand Inspector General of what? Lodge 33. This is Knights of Columbus or what? Not Knights of Columbus. The Great Seal. I've got a hat that has this symbol on it here, the double-headed eagle. Honorary member, Supreme Council, Alexander Black. 1960? That's a surprise. But I thought this would be neat and have these little red things be pimples on the face of the person I'm going to turn this into. So that was my thought. I went right to here. There's pimples here. So this is some sort of Shriner or fraternal thing. I don't know if it's the Shriners. I don't see the third and last degree of the ancient accepted Scottish rite of the Northern Masonic jurisdiction of the United States of America. So some sort of Masonic thing. But look at their this thing has 42 degrees, 21 minutes, 27 seconds, 5 degrees, north latitude, east longitude. That's cool that they decided to show where their lodge is by using that. That's kind of neat. Would I have even ever seen that if I wasn't going to turn this into a mask? That's kind of neat though. Save that. But why did they have to print this name sideways? What was the point of that? Was this guy in an iron lung? Our secretary's in an iron lung, and it's really hard for him to do the work. So let's print his name. It's easier for him to sign it. That's it. Iron lung. See, I'm solving all sorts of puzzles. This one. Okay, so here's another one. Scottish Freemason. 32nd degree of Boston, Massachusetts. Now this doesn't have the longitude and latitude on it. Does it? Oh, it does, right here. 1861. So this is 100 years earlier than this other one. Do I have to keep both of these? God damn it. I hate when I have to do that. I wanted to make a head out of this. Now I've got to keep it. Where's one that I can cut up? I've got a whole shitload of these things somewhere. They're in a... Where did I put them? I put them in a... Oh, they're right here. I put them in this cardboard box to hold them together. It's a ThinkPad. What's this one? Okay, I can cut this one off. Spong. Dorothea May Spong. Sponge. Maybe it's sponge. This can be easily destroyed without a problem. (1937) hospital. Okay, having physician surgeon. Okay, diploma. Okay, so this one I have no issues about cutting that one. The ones that are going to be cut will go up there. I have them in this box to sort of flatten them out. I'm trying to flatten them out. Okay, this one is another Masonic thing. and 1926, the Aleppo temple. I've got a hat that matches this temple, Shriner hat, mystic shrine. Maybe these can be pimples. It'll get the pimple thing out of my system. Since I can't take apart the other one, this one was kind of neat, I thought. And I tried to sell this one for $5 and no one bought it. And it went to half price, and I think everything was $1 in the shop that I had, and I thought, okay, no one wants it, it's fine. I'll keep it and I'll tear it up. And now I'm going to make a mask out of it. But I love this is one of those things where let's print it on something that looks like parchment to make it look fancy. So, Honorable Robert Fruki undergone the hazards of the Arctic temperatures in Alaska along the border of the communist world. Snow hawks. Isn't that horrible when you do? Am I going to have to keep this as well, just for being as ugly as it is? Now, he's an honorary hawker degree. So what did that do? He sat at the desk, inside the warm desk. How many Frukis are there in the world? I could probably find out. Keep that one. Another honorary member. This is another Shriner thing. I can cut this one up. There's a lot of stuff I can use here. So that'll go up there. Okay, this one I just got, which is hideously ugly. Greta Hook. Oh, Dewey Hook. So this is the same family. It's interesting. They put the gold seal up here. I know. Let's put it up there this time. Stupid. Right here. Space right there. So this one I can cut apart. I'm thinking of these as being sort of eyelashes. The eyeball can be something, I don't know what. This I thought was interesting, where sometimes you see an actual ribbon put through like this in the back, and this one is just printed to look like that. Oh, look, teacher. The teacher was ashamed to even sign it. June 1914. 1914. 1914. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. So this I can easily tear up. Come on, go up there. Get in there. Get in there, boy. Okay, what else do I have in here? Is that it? That's it. Throw that away. I don't want this. I'll just put it up there. Okay. Is that the end of my lesson? What to When to keep something, when to throw it out, when to turn it into something else. Philosophy, rhetoric. Henry. Okay, so Henry's family, Henry, I don't know what his last name is, it's lost to history. Henry's family, if you recognize this diploma, you can buy it back in its new and improved presentation. $1 million. Add to shopping cart. So out of all of these diplomas, I ended up, the ones that I was going to tear up, I've decided to keep a bunch of them. That's not how it's supposed to work. I go through all of this rigmarole in order to get rid of some to make room, and I end up keeping them. I'm keeping this one because of its fuck-upedness. Get in here. Everything under the sun, miss. This one that's broken, I'm going to fix. I also have the exact same diploma that is not made of that brittle paper. Right here. This is the same exact diploma, Boston University, but it's not brittle. See? Business administration. Broke. So I'm not going to cut this one up. I'm just going to break it, and this one I'll cut up very exactly, and I'll have them be a pair of students. One will be sort of broken up and crazy. The other one will be more exact. So that's sort of fun. This is going to be torn up. This one, I'm saving this one because it's such a waste of a tree. You know, an acre of rainforest was cut down to make this thing. My poor niece and nephew, when I kick the bucket and they come here to deal with my remains, are going to say, oh, God, Uncle Pierre, what the hell was wrong with him? Yesterday, I made a flip book. Walking around the block in Harvard Square. So see if I can show this to you. If it works. It doesn't really work as a flip book because it's bound so differently. But I walked around the block, took 10 paces, stopped, did another drawing, walked 10 paces, did another drawing, and I turned this into a little animated movie using my animation app. And it didn't work out as well as I had hoped it would, but I learned something from it, which was fine. It's always good to learn something. So what did we learn today? Here's the Earth. Here's North America. Here's South America. Here's Brazil. Here's Australia. Here's Hawaii. And while I'm up here cutting apart diplomas to make little faces. Someone is over here with their bulldozer and chainsaw cutting acres and acres and acres of rainforest down. Meanwhile, up here, chunks of the polar ice caps are melting. Down here, the same thing is happening. And we're screwed. We're screwed. Big time. We're screwed. Big time. Bye.